Good afternoon. Time marches forward, and so we must move on from this era of comics. But time, as we have often found, is a thing that moves both forward and backwards in the Twilight Zone. Set your watches to Mr. Tom Cronin, a history professor who wants to take a literal step into the past. It seems that in addition to that field of study, Professor Cronin has also developed the engineering and technical skills to invent a time machine. In the Twilight Zone, you can have degrees in multiple unrelated fields before you're 30. After getting some amusement out of a copy of H.G. Wells's The Time Machine, he sits down in the device he has constructed, sending himself into the distant past. He arrives in a barn in 1871 and is met with a double-barreled shotgun. He convinces the woman holding the shotgun not to end his life before he's ever born and is offered some tea. Unfortunately, the beverage was apparently drugged so that her family could steal the time machine, thinking the chair could be valuable. He manages to keep it out of their hands, but in doing so, accidentally starts the Great Chicago Fire. After narrowly avoiding more death by gunfire in 1938 by some locals out Martian hunting, Professor Cronin arrives in 1893 and collapses from injuries sustained in the previous two time periods. He is found by a husband and wife by the names of Herbert and Isabel. Given the unique circumstances facing him, Professor Cronin tells the truth to the two, explaining the time machine and his arrival from the future. Uneventfully, our professor is healed up and sent on his way back to his own century, curious about what may have become of the two who had helped him and believed his story. As you may have surmised given the circumstances, though, Herbert was all too happy to write up this experience in his own way, and in a way that future generations may give an ironic chuckle to upon seeing it. Both the past and the present have been witnessed so far, but perhaps we should see things now from a different POV, as in our next tale. Meet Al Dunphy and his average everyday life. That average everyday life consists of being stuck in traffic, quick to skip breakfast, late to work, unable to go out with his friends due to his workload, and being berated by his boss, then finally missing dinner with his family. It's everything he could ever want, because Al then wakes up in the far future, where everything is so much more stressful and faster paced. A normal old life with normal old stresses is just what the doctor ordered to rejuvenate someone before their morning jetpack ride. The Now Comics era comes to a close here. Now is no longer now, but then. For tomorrow, we move into our final era, when now really does become the modern age of the Twilight Zone.